Good afternoon and welcome to Virtual Coffee with Con. We're still doing things virtually these days, but not for long, not for long. I'm pleased to report, at least if you live in our neck of the woods, which happens to be New South Wales, Australia, finally, we can see light at the end of the tunnel, and I'm hoping that it's not going to be a freight train. No, it can be freight, but not a freight train. Yes. Wow. It's been a long journey. But I'm here to welcome you on a very, very exciting episode of Virtual Coffee with Con. It used to be called Live 6:05, but of course it's not 6:05. It's 3 o'clock Australian Eastern Standard Time here in Sydney. And have we got a show for you this afternoon? If you're new to this extravaganza, type new in the comments below and let us know where you're from. If you have any questions, you may also type them below and we'll try and get to them, particularly my special guest who I will be introducing to you shortly. We're streaming live through Facebook and YouTube, and I'm pleased to announce through Periscope. Yes, Twitter has seen the light or seen their competitors, or both. I don't know what it is, but they are certainly pushing out now to Twitter. Now, Twitter used to be this thing, no, we don't want to do that. We're just words. We're words and hashtags. I don't know if they really spoke like that, but you know what I mean. So they decided to do video, and that's why we're streaming live to our Twitter handle as well, which is at The Stray Whisker. Greetings to Pegleg. Hello, good sir. Greetings to you too. You're watching us through YouTube, I believe. I wish I knew your true name, Pegleg. All these pseudonyms, you can hide behind pseudonyms. I guess I call myself Shave the Man, but you know who I am. I'm Konkazanzidis, and I'm welcoming you to the show. Dimitri, hello. Tell us about COVID news. Dimitri from Cogra. No, I'm not going to tell you about COVID news. There's nothing to say. There's nothing to say. Look, what am I, a journalist? Afternoon, Dave. Look, without further ado, let's cut to the chase. This afternoon, it's an absolute honour. Hi, Con, de love. I'm sure it's you, de love. Con Fisteris is joining us. That's nice of you to to join the show. Hello, Tony Palladino. Tony, I've been watching your posts with great interest, and I hope you're well, my friend. I know that Victoria is now arguably broken in the Guinness Book of Records as being the city with the longest lockdown. Anyway, these are contentious issues, as I said, that I will not be discussing in any great detail because I'm not a journalist. But I have with me this afternoon a photo-video journalist, or just a video journalist, or just an amazing journalist. For those of you who are wondering who this amazing journalist is, she'll soon be revealed. Hello, Desi. Hello. Lovely to see you on the live again. Desi's a big fan of the show, and why wouldn't she be? Why wouldn't she be? Anything Desi touches goes viral. Anything and everything that Desi touches goes viral. Without further ado, allow me to introduce you to Lisa Soli, Solinareus, who works very hard, tirelessly, puts in the hard yards, the hours and hours into social media. And so what I figured we should do is have her on this afternoon and ask her about this virality thing, how things become viral on social media. It's very, very interesting. Of course, it's also timely because yesterday the internet broke down, didn't it? If the internet for you happens to be Facebook, that is, or WhatsApp, or even Insta. So I'll be asking her about that because I'm really interested to see what she has to say about all these things. Anyway, I've blabbed on. Look, I'm having a coffee too. Please have a coffee. If you're having a virtual coffee, I'm having an espresso, and that's the way it should be drunk, I believe. But I need to have a swig of this before I go over to the impeccable, the beautiful Lisa. Now that I've had the coffee, I can go into my interview mode. Now, there was a comment there, I believe. Who was it? I can feel it coming into the air. Yes, you can, William. Yes, you can. Are you a Genesis fan or a Phil Collins fan, I wonder? Anyway, without further ado, here she is, the amazing Lisa Soli. Lisa, how are you?
Hi, Con. I'm good. How are you going?
Look, I'm preparing for virality. I want to be viral, Lisa. I don't know what it is. I just want to go all viral, and I don't know how to do it. And I'm just wondering if, in fact, there is a formula that one could follow to become viral, and how things become viral or antiviral, I should say. But before we even get to that, I want you to tell us in under 3 hours what it is that you do. Yes, 3 hours. I said 3 hours.
Okay. That might be tricky. How much time do we have?
Not 3 hours.
All right. So I'm technically a video journalist.
Right.
So I started working for the video teams for not for programs, and news websites a couple of years ago. So that's where the whole journalism aspect comes in. I don't like articles on their own. So for me, it was kind of for myself to get into the media and do that video and news combination.
Yep.
But now I'm currently working for LADbible Australia, who is the biggest publisher on Facebook. So we had a fun day yesterday. In the world, sorry, biggest publisher in the world, LADbible Group. So there's a lot of us. So I work for them and I do a few Facebook videos, but now predominantly I've moved over to TikTok, which is blowing up ridiculously. Yes, good old TikToky.
We'll talk about TikTok in a moment. So when you say, okay, this is a philosophical question. You're putting things up on Facebook. You consider that to be publishing to Facebook. Is that right?
Well, yeah, you've got an audience, you've got a certain amount of reach. At times you're reaching 20 million people, or you've got 20 million users watching a video. So, people are clicking through. If you've got a news article, it's published to Facebook, and you're getting X amount of traffic onto your website from Facebook. That's all trackable. You can see how things are performing. And for 90% of Australian media, Facebook is the biggest way to get readers and attract new readers as well. I think a lot of us consume our news via Facebook. I know I do. It's the easiest way. You get a variety of different sources and different publishers. So, yeah, I guess it is a publisher on Facebook.
Other than an income stream, how do you think Facebook views people that publish to Facebook?
Well, it's a bit tricky because not everyone is making money on Facebook. It depends on what you're publishing, what content you're doing. A lot of Australian media are just on Facebook to direct traffic to their sites. Yep. Not everyone is actually making money. But the biggest money maker on Facebook is definitely video, which is perfect for me. That means there'll always be a job for me. Right. But yeah, it's insane. Some of the numbers and statistics that people are getting globally. If you're a small place in Australia, a small publisher in Australia, you've got that potential to reach millions and millions across the globe thanks to Facebook, and thanks to the reach that you can get from going viral.
When you say reaching these people, you're reaching them with what exactly? What's the content? What's the sort of stuff that you're publishing to Facebook, for example?
It differs. So first and foremost, I am a video journalist. So it's that whole journalism aspect. When everything was happening in Afghanistan, I was sourcing content and getting together a quick 2-3 minute explainer video on what was happening. So that would be kind of your basic video journalism post where it's a video journalist type thing without sounding too straightforward. But that's what I would do. But it's also a lot of viral videos. We're going to hear that word a lot today, but compiling viral videos, being the first to post something. That's also something that I do. So sourcing content, being on the hunt for things on various different websites. Reddit is huge, of course. But staying on top of things and making sure that you're the first, Aussie publisher to get something out is super important as well.
You mentioned Afghanistan. So obviously as that rather horrific story was unfolding, obviously there were journalistic and editorial decisions that were made by you and your team as to what stands for a succinct, encapsulated story. So, and that obviously you've got gigabytes of data coming at you, images, video, and all the rest of it. And you have to somehow produce a consumable morsel, something that the viewer is happy to view or will sit through. Is there, and I guess this, of course, depends on the nature of what the story that's breaking, is there a sweet spot, the amount of time that you think you've got with the audience when you're putting out a story? Like,
It differs. Facebook really pushes for videos over 3 minutes. That's what they like to see from publishers on their, account. So it depends on what you're doing. I think for news videos, the average watch time is quite low. A lot of the times, people go hunting for the content they want to learn about. If you want to learn about what's happening in Afghanistan, you will have already been consuming things that'll be educating you on that. So things like news videos may not have people clicking through and watching for as long as we'd like. It's those funny, I stumbled across this video on Facebook type posts that really hooks people in and gets people watching a 5-minute video all the way through, which is good and bad because at the end of the day, I'm working for a media organization. I am a video journalist. Me personally, I want to educate people. I think people should be learning as much as they can and really utilizing their phone to give them exactly what they want. Click of 2 buttons and you're consuming all the news that you desire. So getting people hooked and watching a news video isn't easy, but you just got to roll with it. I think the easier it is to digest, the quicker it is, the more precise and snappy it is with, at the same time still being sensitive and conveying all the facts. That is what, is a magic potion for getting a good video. And that's what, that's what works, but not everyone kind of wants to sit there on Facebook and watch something they consider is, what they would watch on Channel 9 News at 6 o'clock. So it's tricky. Social media is tricky because it's the best of both worlds. You have media publishers and news and educational pieces that, people think they should be reading. But a lot of people just go on there and post their morning coffee and acai bowl. So it's competing with the 2 different consumers on Facebook, which is tricky.
So then that leads me to this kind of thought process. Is there, I won't say a formula because I hate that word, but is there certain things, certain key elements that one needs to look out for if they want to produce? In other words, I want to make a viral video. Can you help me, Lisa?
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Really?
I think depending on the platform.
Right.
It's harder to go viral on Facebook these days because that's probably the most popular video platform at this point, even though TikTok and Instagram are kind of on the rise. Everyone's on Facebook.
Yeah.
But in terms of TikTok, which has now kind of become my specialty, I can spot a video kind of straight away and know, if we post this, we're going to get 20 million views, or this will go all right. It's a weird, I don't know, maybe it's my extra sense. I can just tell when something's going to work for the accounts that I post on.
Well, it's what you do. Yeah, it's what you do.
It's what I get paid to do.
Now I want you, this is a thought experiment, Lisa, and one that shall remain in your thoughts, but I hope it won't be seared into the back of your brain. But if I was to strip off completely naked and walk up the main street of a town here, no doubt, before I'd be arrested, someone would take a video and say, oh my God, that guy is naked and he's walking up the street. There's something wrong with him, but it doesn't matter what's wrong with him. Let's just grab him on the phone and upload it to Facebook. Now that sort of thing, although I believe it's blockbuster material and should be in theatres everywhere and nowhere, that will do a news cycle for maybe 6 hours. It'll be pushed around, people will see it, and then it's gone. All right. So, wow, look at me. I ran up the street naked. I'd probably walk, I wouldn't run. But enough time for people to capture it on their phones. They'd put it up there, it'd be on all the major syndicated news channels and all the rest of it, and then it would fizzle out. That to me somehow doesn't say that I went viral. It probably means I went mental, and it will fizzle out. Virality, I think, my understanding, and I could be wrong, is that the content has to be shareable. It has to be something which jolts you and brings about this need to share it with a friend or pass it on, and not just smut or, oh my God, look at this person, he's run up the street. Am I right in saying that?
Yeah, for sure. I think these days, depending on what, social media app you are using, a solid 48 hours is kind of make or break for a video. Yep. Something can pop off in the first hour and get 100,000 views, but that'll be it. But it's those videos that come along and you see it and it's got, 100 likes and you're thinking, oh, this is funny. And then you look back in a day or so and it's got 1 million likes. It's things like that just build up slowly. I think that's the one thing that I have noticed. It's always a slow build, slow but steady. And then, there's other videos that pop off so quickly and, Pedestrian will do an article on it, news.com will do an article on it, and then you never hear about it again.
Yeah.
But, some videos that we've posted onto TikTok, even though they were posted a year ago, we're still getting notifications that people are liking and commenting, and someone from Russia has picked it up now and it's going viral in Russia now. So it's just, it's weird because things pop off really quickly, and then they pop off again 6 months later. So social media, it's
okay,
weird.
Miss Popoff, because someone wants to eat popcorn here too. I believe it was Paul Phillips. He said he was interested. He'll buy popcorn if I walk up the street or run or crawl or do whatever. Leopard crawl up the street naked.
Lift the face mask up.
Lift the face mask, yeah, all that sort of stuff. Have you produced something that's viral and has gone into the millions?
I mean, I don't want to take complete credit, but yeah.
Oh.
I mean, I'd be a little disappointed if I hadn't at this point.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been running TikTok. I mean, it's easier to go viral on TikTok in comparison to Facebook or Instagram, but sometimes it goes that viral that it's like, all right, I've done a good job here. I don't know the numbers off the top of my head, but it easily got over 20 million views.
Oh, is that all?
And over I think a couple million likes.
20 million, a mere bagatelle for me. Wow. Look, just like that famous Godfather movie, every time I keep trying to get away, they drag me back in again. I didn't really want to talk about TikTok, but we have to talk about TikTok because it's the elephant in the room. We keep hearing about these algorithms and all this sort of stuff. So someone who is of a certain age, like myself, I mean, this is all an outfit anyway, you know that. What does it mean? I know they're funny, but I know it started off being this karaoke, dancey kind of thing, miming and all the rest of it. But it's huge, isn't it? It really is huge.
It's everything. Whatever you want is on that app. And it's not even an exaggeration. If you want to find keto recipes with under 5 ingredients, you got it. If you want to look at Harry Potter fan theories, you've got it. Like, it's got everything, and it's actually scary at how many people are using it and how many people are creating content.
So you search for this stuff and you find it based on the creators' hashtags or their title or how?
Yeah.
Okay.
So on TikTok, there's a discovery page.
Yep.
And they'll have the trending hashtags, the trending sounds, just all the various different trending aspects in Australia, in the region you're in. And you can scroll through and look at those. They're always changing. There's always a million and one different trends going on. But generally speaking, if you're looking for something that's more niche, pop it in the search bar and you'll have thousands and thousands of videos with that hashtag coming up.
So to extend the thought experiment, I know you're trying to wipe it and scrub it from your mind, Lisa, but I'm going to bring you back in there, okay? Let's say that now I decide not to just walk up the street naked,
but
I twerk. Yeah. Baby got back, right? I'm shaking my my butt there, right? I'm doing all these sort of things, right?
Yeah.
Is it more likely to go viral if I twerk?
No, you won't go viral for that at
Thanks,
all.
Lisa. No, thanks. Thanks a lot. You know,
I mean, I care about you. That's why I'm being honest. But no, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook's restrictions are so airtight. If they see one little bit of nudity, you're off and you're banned. So I wouldn't
what TikTok are you looking at? Because every TikTok thing that I see, it's all bums.
No,
Or does that mean that I'm a bum person and that's why it shows me bums?
that's definitely what it means, you creeper.
Graham is also scared. He says, now you're scaring me, Con. Look, Graham, I don't know what it is. Creepy Con.
Creepy Con.
Oh, no.
That's
See
a
what
good
you made me
nickname,
do?
Creepy Con.
It didn't take long, did it, really? Didn't take long for me to sort of descend into the sort of the pit of mediocrity. And that's why we are sharing real estate now on the screen in a 50-50 sort of way.
Much better.
In fact, maybe I should get off the screen completely. Okay, so people put things on. We don't really know why they're viral. You, however, know that there are certain things. And, of course, this to your clients, and by clients, you don't have to name who your clients are, but I'm sure there are some high-end clients. You can name them if you like.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I'm not going to divulge any scary secrets. I do a bit of work for Amazon Prime Video.
Okay, stop there. So Amazon Prime Video says, I want this thing to go viral. Lisa, what are we going to do? You then sit down and you put together something.
Yeah, I mean, the people that I work with from Amazon are absolutely amazing. So that helps, which doesn't always happen in, working with different people. But I think for Amazon particularly, the person that I work alongside with from them is really great. And they're on TikTok as well, which is super important because if you don't understand the app and if you're not actively using the app, it's really hard to do those types of things.
Yeah.
But if they turn around and say, we want something viral, there's a number of different factors that come into play. One thing, it depends on the account that you're posting from because what will go viral for LADbible Australia will not go viral for Amazon Prime Video. Right. So understanding your audience and making sure that you've got a hefty log of learnings that you can apply to everything is really, really important. But it just depends on your audience and what you're creating and what has worked for you in the past.
Right. Now, when you say you work with someone from Prime and from Amazon, presumably they're great because they know the product that they need to get out there. They provide you with enough material, source material, stills, videos, whatever it is. I would imagine that they would even drill down to sort of palettes and things like that. These are the colors that you should be using for this particular new series on Prime or whatever. And they communicate this so that's backwards and forwards with you. In terms of their metrics, is it purely a view kind of thing? How does any company, for example? So let's say, okay, forget that. I don't want you to get because I still want you to be employed tomorrow, Lisa. So I'm going to ask you my question. Let's say I say to you, I'm going to hit TikTok. I want to do something. What are the sorts of questions that you would be asking me? I know you would be asking me not to take my clothes off. We know that.
Definitely.
No twerking, no clothes off. That's not going to get anywhere fast other than prison. So what is it that you would be asking me, saying to me, if I said to you, I want to go viral?
First and foremost, why are you on the app? What do you want to achieve?
Right.
What is it that you want to get out of this? Are you joining because you have a number of shaving products that you want to showcase and you think you can do it in an interesting way? Are you joining because you want to have a crack at a comedy career because you missed it when you were younger and you want to have another go now? Or it depends. It really is important to focus on what you want to get out of it. Yeah. So it might not be exactly what you do get out of it in the long run, but if you've got that clear idea, that really helps you establish yourself on TikTok, especially TikTok.
Right. We have a question here, and I believe this is a question without notice, of course, but one that you should feel free to answer because I certainly can't answer it. Question from William says, how are users different across, say, Insta and TikTok? Which one would you say returns better brand dollars and why? What are you into SEO or something, William?
I
a
can
very
answer this, I think. I think the biggest difference between Instagram and TikTok is how active the users are on TikTok. It's a lot easier to build up a brand new page on TikTok these days in comparison to Instagram, because I feel like Instagram has had its massive moment and it's had its big burst of users. So it's hard to gain new followers and speak to a new audience on that app, whereas TikTok has the For You page, which is what everyone is on. It's not their home page where only their followers are. And that For You page serves up content from across the globe, and it uses what you're interacting with, what you're stopping and watching to deliver you things that that the algorithm thinks works for you. I think both have a decent kind of income margin, but the way things are going, TikTok is growing so quickly and getting so much bigger and really bringing in good results for a lot of brands and companies that I think that will eventually overtake TikTok in terms of branded content. It's tricky because the return from TikTok is, awareness, it's engagement, it's views for a brand. But for a person that wants to make money, there's people that are now on the Forbes list from TikTok alone.
right.
So it depends.
So then, if I'm to understand, then if we bring the two together. I mean, never the twain shall meet, but in this case, they do meet because Instagram has been seen to be sort of very aware of TikTok's not only emergence but explosion of just how incredibly popular the platform is. So much so that they're almost using sort of filters and stories and videos and all that kind of thing to try and emulate, or at least to provide an alternative to TikTok. So obviously they're thinking about it. There's obviously, it's rattled them, if you like.
For sure.
You believe that? Do you believe that to be the case?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I think that's evident with a few of its new features, Instagram.
All right. What about these mummy bloggers? Ones that say they use beeswax wraps and stainless steel pegs and all that sort of stuff, and they talk to other mummies about, I don't know what they talk about, whatever, that stuff, right? The stuff that mummies like talking about. Are they getting much traction on TikTok? Because I know they're getting traction on Instagram.
Yeah,
what's happening?
I think it's getting to the point where it is on Instagram, whereby more brands are getting onto TikTok and realizing the value that it has, and that's opening up thousands and thousands of dollars for these mummy bloggers because people are paying for them to post content, people are paying them to film content for their brands. So it's getting to the point, if not already reached, how big it is on Instagram as well.
I have a confession, and for the case of disclosure, the platform that we're on has now offered TikTok as a channel, a sales channel. I've looked at it. But the only reason I mention this is because just how seamless and how easy the integration seems to be, that all I need to say is, yes, I want to do something on TikTok. And with the press of a button, it connects to the back end of the store and allows me to populate any content that I want to do on TikTok seamlessly. If I want to sell a particular shave brush, let's say, the shave brush is there. TikTok knows this. It allows me to do a link to that product and all the rest of it. So, and in case you're wondering, it's Shopify. But I know that there are other e-commerce platforms that are allowing seamless integration. So this is why and of course Instagram has been there as well, as is Facebook and all the rest of it. But Facebook has another particular problem. They keep banning products. Sorry, this doesn't meet our requirements, and nothing that I sell is illegal or contraband. But they're flagging words that, for example, we had a soap that was based on a Cuban highball, a cocktail drink. As soon as they saw Cuban, the word Cuban in it, they flagged it. They said, sorry, we can't put this up on. Not that I was going to advertise anything, because I wasn't going to do it, but I thought, what's wrong with you? And I had to put in a thing saying, look, I'm sorry, this is, and even payment gateways are doing this. PayPal, for example, won't allow you to sell certain things that have words like tobacco in them. We sell products that have a tobacco scent. If it's in the description, they'll flag it. They'll say, sorry, when we can't be seen to be doing it. So it's gone nuts. We have a question here from Dave Friend. Does big data analytics therefore play a part in going viral by analysing the audience?
Or just to start this one off, the amount of data that you can get via TikTok is very, very limited. It's nothing in comparison to what you can get out of Facebook and Instagram. So it's a little tricky in terms of actually analyzing data. But analyzing your audience as, you know, a creator or a business, I think that's the most important thing to do regardless of what your goal is on TikTok. You need to understand who you're creating content for, you know, if they will engage and respond to what you are posting. But it's a little tricky because there are depths and depths and depths that you can go to in Facebook and Instagram analytics. It's crazy. But you can't get that on TikTok as of yet. So it's tricky. It's a tricky one.
Let's make it a little less tricky. Just because we don't have access to that data doesn't really mean that it doesn't exist, of course. The platform has access to that data, though, doesn't it?
I mean, my friends at TikTok have not gotten me that far yet. I've been pushing for a while. Right. But yeah, no, it's very, very limited. And it's shit because you want to know the insides of what's working with the video, and a lot of the things that we get on Instagram and Facebook are super useful, especially in the business side. For a media company that's, you know, doing social media for other brands, you need to know those analytics and you can't get them. And if you do, it's manually and it takes 10 years. So not the best. 10 years.
Does this mean that, look, there is a comment here and we might have to throw it up. Is it a case of China? Is that what it is? I know you still want.
Sorry, what was that?
William just said, he just thought he'd throw that up there.
Yeah, I'm posting funny Aussie videos for like Bogans in Western Sydney, so I don't know. I can't answer that one. Sorry, I love Bogans.
Yes. Anyway, there also appears to be a conspiracy theory put forward by George here, or he thinks it's worthy of consideration. TikTok is just Instagram, but where Gen Z makes fun of all of us. Pretty
much, yeah.
Wow, conspiracy theory ticked off.
Long story short, 100%. I think, you know, the whole Karen thing came into play a little while ago.
Yeah.
And I think that's evolved on TikTok, where they're just making fun of Instagram users and Facebook users. I feel like I've just missed out for the younger audience. They're very young on TikTok. I'm talking like 14-year-olds are commenting and interacting.
You are so old.
Which is ridiculous.
Oh my God, Lisa, you are so old. Get off this.
I've got a good 11 years on those 14-year-olds.
How old are you? You need to get off.
I'm old on TikTok. I'm considered old on TikTok. I'm almost 25. That's old on TikTok. That's old.
Really?
That's old on TikTok, yeah.
Well, if you need any hints or tips on how to go viral on TikTok, just let me know. So you're getting 20 mil. I'm hitting up 40, 50 mil.
Wow.
Not even in my dreams, Lisa. Okay, you older you. William was referring to tracking. He meant for the tracking.
So tracking how a video goes?
Yeah. From China.
I mean, who cares? Like, what are they going to see? What are they going to know about that some girl in the Northern Beaches is shaking her ass in front of a convenience store? Like, what are they going to gain from that?
Yeah. I mean, I would never shave my ass in front of a convenience store.
Shake, sorry.
Oh, shake. Oh,
you would shake it on the main road, though. You were going to do that.
I thought this was a shameless plug, like that candle behind you, for shaving. Shake your ass. Oh, I thought, look, there are people that do shave their bum.
Yeah, look.
Anywho, yes, hello from Colombia. Juan from Colombia is saying hello. Any other questions, please let us know. Yes. So William says that China closes a lot of its platforms. That's why we can't see too much. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, look, at the end of the day, I'm looking at it in a consumer perspective. I'm not posting anything onto social media that I wouldn't want everyone to know about me. So I shouldn't care if some government hacks my page and sees what's going on. I'm not going to post my bank account or my deepest, darkest secrets.
Right.
I know that most countries are tracking their citizens.
You're in a select minority. You have a bank account and deep, dark secrets. Wow.
Shocking.
Yeah.
Especially for this oldie.
Yeah.
This TikTok oldie.
How can you live with yourself, 25, and be on these platforms? I mean...
Well, I'm the younger. I was one of the youngest at LADbible when I started, so it just kind of came to me. I had to do it. I wanted to get onto TikTok.
Wow. Williams also says Baidu has the same issue. WeChat also all closed.
Yeah, I think comparing China to the freedoms Australia has is a little tricky because they're completely two different worlds apart. But yeah, I mean, go on TikTok and enjoy some funny videos and just live life easy. I think in this instance, it's all right to be ignorant when you're consuming on social media.
Yeah.
Just chill.
Right. Any questions? Leave them below, please. Conspiracy theory numero dos. Okay. China is collecting data about Gen Z, making fun of all of us for the great humiliation of the West.
I don't want to agree with you again, but yeah, 100%. They're taking the piss out of us.
What is this guy? Is he a conspiracy theorist?
What's
his name?
So.
George Maverick. Ah, yes, of course, Maverick Roditis. Hi, George. Thanks for joining a live. I really appreciate it. It's not hard to join a live when you have such a wonderfully talented video journalist and increasingly older, it appears, video journalist, one that's almost too old now. In fact, she's going for a pension soon in the LADbible world. Dave, friend, interestingly says, do you see a post where the TikTok Insta world becomes part of streaming services as a targeted revenue stream?
Okay, let me break down this question a bit. So the Insta / TikTok world okay. I think that's already happening.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's happening subtly where it's tricky. I can't get too much into advertising for streaming platforms. That might get me into trouble, but it's definitely, social media is definitely highly used for all streaming services. They'd be stupid not to. It's where the advertising isn't in your face. It isn't someone, it's not a pre-cut video from Paramount Studios where they're doing a trailer. It's someone walking their dog and stopping to have a chat with their friend, and then you realize at the end of it they're actually having a conversation about a movie that's coming out. And that's what are we talking about? OnlyFans? Jesus Christ.
Yes. OnlyFans. William, you've always worried me, but today in particular you worry me beyond all comprehension, because it's been looked at the free-to-air television. Okay, so just a number of things. Obviously, we have people here that are quite conversant and very familiar with social media, or at least have involved themselves in some way. I happen to know that Dave is involved in the free-to-air television space, and that's why his questions are rather pointed, and I love them.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's very, very interesting. The free-to-air television market, is that still a thing? I mean, do people watch free-to-air television in the bracket in that age bracket that we're talking about with TikTok?
No, definitely not. No,
they're not.
No, if they do, it's probably because someone's posted about it on TikTok and it's gone viral. To be fair.
Okay, right. I'm not going to discuss OnlyFans or William Bacos because he's just, Anyway, look, it is a very, very interesting topic. One I'm sure that most of us have an opinion on. I just, in closing, there was one thing that I was going to ask. A lot of people don't like being sold to. They will purchase a product or a service because they feel that they want that product or service, or there is some sort of resonance between themselves and that company that that it resonates with them. And so I had an interesting conversation some time ago about someone who claimed they were completely immune to being marketed at. Oh, not me. Oh, I'm the lead. You could throw anything at me and I'm not. And I feel like saying, I'm sorry, that is marketing. You've actually fallen victim to that in that sort of Marshall McLuhan, the message is the medium itself. Don't try and resist it. I mean, you see these things, you see, ads, but let's face it, this is how you find out about things, isn't it, really?
Exactly right.
You would never admit, of course, that the client says, oh, I'm being marketed at or I'm being advertised to. But of course, this is what's happening continuously. Look, Seth Godin, great marketing guru, has written many books on all this sort of stuff. He talked about an interesting concept called permission marketing. In other words, I have given you permission to be in my feed, to send me stuff, to put things into my inbox. I have granted you permission, and I can also take that permission away. In other words, you keep sending me these trashy emails, or I keep seeing your product on a particular platform. I'm going to either block, report, or just say this is irrelevant, or I don't want to see this anymore, or whatever. How mindful of these things are you as a video journalist / creator?
I mean, advertising isn't at the forefront of my brain at all.
Good.
So I don't work in advertising. I don't particularly care about it. I'm not going to work on something that I don't care about. It's just something that I personally won't do. So in terms of video, like particularly on Facebook, a publisher's income does come from ads that get played during their videos. So it's not something that I worry about or have a hand in working on or working with, but it's always subconsciously going to be there, no matter where you turn on social media, no matter what you're tuning into. It's everywhere. And I don't like that.
So yesterday was, in fact, the end of the world for many people that rely heavily on an income stream from ads on Facebook, yes?
Oh, 100%. It would be, a lot of businesses are struggling. So say there's, I'll use Sydney, for example.
Yep.
A lot of pages, a lot of businesses are putting in their last bit of money for their business onto targeted ads on Facebook. I know this for a fact.
Yep.
So if they were running an ad, during yesterday morning, and they were pushing their money for that time slot, and that would be heartbreaking. Like, aside from the whole end of the world viral stuff, like, it's horrible. That something like that could happen, and something like Facebook could be so important to someone's life and someone's business and livelihood. But that's the scary thing. A lot of people make a joke about it, which I did 100%. It's hilarious. Like, oh my God, the world's running around. They don't know what to do. But when you actually deep dive into it and think about it, people rely on Facebook and Instagram to make an income. And it's not, the influencers. It's not the people that are already rich and driving around in their Ferrari. It's the people that have a small business and put their last $500 into a targeted ad. And that targeted ad so happened to be going out at 8 a.m. whenever it was down, and they've lost that money. Or, I don't know if Facebook is redoing the ads or whatever, but
they would have to.
That's the type of thing that was sad that happened.
Yeah. Look, I have to say, my mother consumes content on Facebook, but that's where she gets a lot of streaming. Like, she watches things that are streamed to her news services from overseas and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
And when Facebook was down for everyone, I mean, firstly, she thought there was something wrong with her Facebook. Everyone did that. Everyone turned their modem on and off, whatever, which I find quite hilarious. The whole world stopped them. Oh my God, what's going on? And then she heard from other free-to-air news services that, in fact, Facebook had fallen over for 6 hours or whatever it was, however long it was. And that was fine. But for her, it was a way of communicating with her friends or seeing things that she knows she will see when she gets up in the morning and checks. So advertising is one thing, yes, I say, but you're right. People rely on it for all sorts of things other than just income streams.
Yeah, for sure. I think for many people, the first thing they do when they wake up is check Facebook, get their, quick dose of morning news, or if you're like my mum, you get on there and you post your flowers and, talk to people that you miss, especially in times like a lockdown.
Yeah.
So there's different sides to Facebook that a lot of people make fun of it for.
Yeah.
There's so many positives that come from it. So, it's a bit of both.
Well, I think we've probably run our course here. As I say, if there's any questions or anything, we have Gerasimo. Kalispera, Gerasimo. He's speaking to us live from Athens, no less. I hope you're well, my friend. Yes, that's about it, really. Look, thank you, Lisa. I really appreciate you spending the time to put forward so eloquently what it is you do, and it's given us some food for thought. This stuff is a part of our lives now, but it was interesting to hear your take on things, and also this whole TikTok phenomenon. I know it's been a phenomenon for some time now. I've resisted the phenomenon. I have to confess also that I have a couple of TikTok accounts, one of which is completely...
A couple?
Yeah. I'm
you
guy.
Are a creeper.
I am that
con.
guy. I've got two accounts. One of them is the Shave the Man, and the other one's the Stray Whisker. Yeah, real creeper. But I don't know. It's not that I'm shy. I mean, I'm in front of a camera now, but it's just, yeah, my brain hurts when it comes to thinking about the sort of stuff that can... yeah. Yes. George says, can we make the Greek mum posting of flowers a thing that we all do? Yes. Wouldn't that be so cute? It would be. Good on you, Desi. Desi and her orchids. She loves the orchids. She loves them. Anyway, folks, that's it. Not too much about shaving in this particular live, but I'm sure you'll agree that when you have the wonderful Lisa Soli from LADbible on, then it doesn't really matter. We could talk about anything. We could talk about, baking cakes or sourdough or basket weaving or rock climbing or anything. It would be an absolute sensation and a hit. Lisa, thank you. Thank you so much. You can find Lisa below. They've put a few little, without asking you, of course, I've put your handles on Insta and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, lovely.
So maybe now you'll get a bit more traction. Look, we aim to please and help people here. I know that you're impoverished when it comes to a following. You need to get up there in amongst the billion followers and create the following that you so rightly deserve, Lisa.
Oh, I'm on private on Instagram. I'm the opposite direction of that.
You're on private? What's that?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I don't mind if anyone knows anything about me, but I'll just be on private.
Well, I mean, people can still things on private. I mean, I'm not private on TikTok or Facebook, I guess.
No, you're not. I've seen your TikToks. Boy, oh boy.
Yeah.
Girl.
That's another day.
You nasty. Oh. Anyway, you're not nasty. I shouldn't have said that. Nasty means different things in different parts of the world.
True.
Yeah. Okay.
Very true.
But I know what doesn't mean different things in the part of the world. We've overstayed our visit. Well, I've overstayed my visit. Sorry, people, for keeping you so long, but it was well worth it, I know. Thank you, Lisa. We might see you again. Hopefully you'll join us, and this time you'll be a little bit more sensible. You were just so off topic. Joke.
Next time we can talk about wrestling.
Yeah, that's another thing of yours, isn't it? Wrestling. Yeah. I'd love to talk about wrestling and ask you those questions that everyone asks of wrestling.
It's
the deep
real.
existential questions of wrestling, the deep philosophical questions of wrestling. Anyway, enough's enough. Time to go. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you in the next live, folks.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.